Hey everyone, welcome back to the Healthy Immunity Summit. Today I am here with another amazing speaker and I'm so excited to have her on. But first I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, the Dope Meal Planner 21-Day Detox Challenge. If you're looking to get back on track with your healthy eating and a workout program, then this is a challenge for you. So make sure you sign up at dopemealplanner.com/detox. So we're here with Brielle Ringer. I'm so excited to have her. Welcome, Brielle.
Thank you. Hey, y'all. How are you?
Good. And I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you're doing well. I'm going to dive into Brielle's bio, and then we're going to ask her some questions because she has a really cool topic, and I just want you to get all of this great information. So Brielle Ringer integrates her degree in social work, a deep commitment to social justice, and a Black feminist framework to approach health and wellness. She views personal transformation as an integral piece of collective liberation and knows that when we heal ourselves, we heal the world. With her company, Be Well with Brielle and her signature 7-week chakra yoga course, she facilitates a journey of self-discovery and holistic healing using yoga, chakra education, and a plant-based nutrition. Brielle specializes in working with activists, sharing the power of self-care for sustainable movements. So again, thank you so much, Brielle, for being here with us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So I just want to dive into a little bit of your background. How long have you been practicing yoga?
So I have been practicing yoga. The first time I did a yoga class, I was like 12 years old with my mom. But I got really deep into the practice once I was in college. I was actually in a stressed out time in my life when I was kind of like reaching a point of burnout in the midst of getting my social work degree. And I was like, all right, I got to change something. So I dropped one of my classes and I picked up 2 yoga classes and started to actually learn about the 8 limbs of yoga and more of the philosophy. I was like, oh, this is actually really great. And it was like the only class that was available left. So it was like this 8 a.m. class that I took 4 times a week. So it started off, I mean, and if you've ever been in college and taken an 8 a.m. class, like it's hard to get to an 8 a.m. class at that time. But it was exactly what I needed to like start my busy days of balancing work and school and volunteer and research. And so that's when I was like, yeah, all right, I'm trying to like do yoga every day and meditate every day. And that really kickstarted my wellness practice.
That is so awesome because I can't even imagine like the benefit of practicing yoga like in college. Because like you said, it's such a stressful time. Like our workloads are crazy and we just try to like go. But just the fact that I feel like yoga like calms you down and centers you, like I feel like that's such an amazing benefit to have in college. And it would be cool if that was like incorporated more in different colleges because like we didn't have yoga at my college, but I feel like if I was given the opportunity and I took a class, like the amazing wonders it would have done for my stressful college life. So that's really cool that you got to do that in college.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's why I've continued to share it with folks because, I mean, college is not the only time we encounter stress, you know, especially right now. I mean, we're in the midst of a global pandemic, like stress, fear, and anxiety are such common experiences and feelings for people right now. And so, I mean, stress literally debilitates our immune system and is an immunosuppressant. It taps us into our fight or flight response, like as if we're have to get out of the way of a car, but in reality, we're just creating that same response in our bodies by stressing over things that haven't happened yet or having anxiety about something that already happened and not being like fully here and present. And that just creates this continual release of cortisol and adrenaline, which is what debilitates our immune system. So in the simple act of like just slowing down and taking a deep breath. And I would actually love if everyone could take a few deep breaths with us. So maybe you can close down your eyes if you feel comfortable and are able to. Take a deep inhale in through your nose, filling your belly with air. Exhale, side out. Deep inhale in through the nose, filling the belly with air. Exhale, side out. Once more. Deep inhale, filling the belly. And exhale, let it go. And as we continue talking, I invite folks to continue with that slow and deep breath. And just in that slowing down, it slows down our ability to actually like fully process all of the information that we're hearing and be totally present to all of the juicy nuggets that we're about to drop on you. And also taps us out of that fight or flight response, taps us into our parasympathetic response and ability to rest, digest, heal. And a study at Harvard showed that in just 10 deep breaths every hour, you can reduce your stress by 40%. So, you know, super simple. You don't need a mat. You don't need nothing. Like, you just got to breathe. Take a few deep breaths every hour, and you're going to reduce your stress by 40% and thus strengthen your immune system.
I love that. And it was so relaxing. And I'm sure everybody watching is a little more relaxed now.
Yeah.
That was so nice. And I feel like that's a good tip for myself as well. Because if you're like, especially during this time, and if you're busy, like if you're actually working and you're busy, and even if you're not working, the stress, it's always nice just to take some deep breaths. So I have to like remember to incorporate that more. I know that you help people with their chakra journeys. I don't know a lot of information about that. So can you tell us like a little bit more about that, how you incorporate that in yoga?
Yeah, totally. And it's so much connected to reducing stress. You know, there's a lot of ways that we can reduce stress. Meditation and deep breathing is one of the big ways. Another big way is chakras, because chakras, I like to teach about the chakras because it is this system of self-discovery and roadmap to healing and completeness. It helps us tap into that parasympathetic response so that we can rest, digest, and heal. And so with the chakras, for folks who are just learning about the chakras, we have 7 main chakras or energy centers, beginning at the base of our spine and extending all the way up to the crown of our heads. So each of the energy centers is connected to a lesson emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, and they all kind of work together. And it's really beautiful because it shows, it gives you a clear understanding of how our thoughts impact our body. And so for those who are less familiar with the mind-body connection, it really just shares that what we think and believe has a strong impact on our physical health and well-being. So you can think about the placebo effect or radical remission. That shows us that positive thinking can literally cure, but the opposite is also true. So negative thinking, suppressed emotions, challenging experiences like those can actually cause us physical distress and pain. And so it's important for us to bring awareness into where are we holding those repressed emotions emotionally, but also in our bodies, because I find often that what is left unaddressed and suppressed emotionally will manifest itself physically. When we hold on to emotions and kind of just bury down traumatic experiences without fully addressing and healing from them, it lowers our frequency in those areas and makes us more susceptible to dysfunction and disease. So I'll give a couple of examples that help really illustrate this with the chakras. So let's say, for example, someone who doesn't speak their truth very often, can be a bit shy in their expression and maybe passive aggressive in their communication, like maybe give the silent treatment to folks. I often see folks like this have thyroid challenges. These are the physical function that is connected to our throat chakra. Our throat chakra is the space of communication, of being fully self-expressed. And so I'm like, whenever I experience someone who is, you know, being a bit passive aggressive or silent and shrinking away from the power of their voice, I'm like, and that's why your throat chakra is blocked and you got thyroid issues. You know, it's just like our body is always trying to lovingly bring us into awareness of where we need to give a bit more attention to healing. It's like, okay, well, listen, if you are not going to pay attention to the emotional and spiritual call to heal, then I got to give you another way to like pay attention to what needs to be addressed here so that we can be our whole, worthy, complete selves. Another way that I see this expressed is through folks who have experienced sexual trauma and have reproductive health issues. So sacral chakra is concerned with our reproductive health, pleasure, abundance, creation. And so it's literally where we give life, whether that's birthing a baby or birthing new projects. And so when someone has felt like their consent has not been honored, where their bodies have not been honored as a sacred temple that it is, that can create reproductive health issues if that's left unaddressed and unhealed. So that's kind of how it plays a role. If I want to bring it back to our topic of immunity today, you know, in the beginning I talked a little bit about that fight or flight response that gets activated when we are constantly stressed out and releasing cortisol and adrenaline. That is a function of our root chakra. So our root chakra is very much connected to our basic needs being met: safety, survival, having enough to eat, like knowing where your next paycheck is coming from. So, I mean, the root of our world is being rocked to its core right now, with so many people facing financial challenges that maybe never did before, or shifting of their employment prospects. All of that is what stirs up the fear and anxiety around, like, am I going to be able to pay the bills? That is an impact of our root chakra. Now, the beautiful thing about this is if you know that, okay, this is a time when our root chakra is being impacted because my basic needs are, there's some changes going around in my basic needs. You can be proactive and use root chakra healing practices, such as putting the soles of your bare feet connected to the earth. That is a powerful grounding technique. You can slow down your breath, just like we took those 3 deep breaths. That instantly draws you closer to the support of the earth, slows things down, shifts you out of that fight or flight, and affirms that, like, you have everything that you need right here in this moment. Like, be right here, not fearful or anxious about what's to come or what has passed. Those are some ways that our chakra work is connected to what is going on in the world right now. And you can eat root vegetables, like is great for our root chakra, grounding you down to the earth. There are yoga postures that are great for our root chakra, strengthening and stretching the legs. So I love the chakras because it gives us this roadmap of self-discovery and self-healing, because once you know the connection in which of the energy centers are connected to which physical experiences and emotional experiences, if you notice tension and tightness carrying in some part of your body, then you know what emotions maybe need a little bit of loving and addressing. Or if you know the emotional experiences that can cause that physical thing, when you experience that emotion that's connected to your heart chakra, your solar plexus, and thus far, then you have the tools to heal that energy center before it becomes a physical manifestation and dysfunction or disease.
So would you recommend for someone who's just starting to learn about chakras, or just starting to get into a yoga practice, or maybe they've never tried yoga and they're curious about it, what would you recommend them starting with? Like, what's the easy way to like ease into this practice?
Yeah, totally. Well, if you want someone to hold your hand, I mean, that's the work that I do. I teach this in a 7-week course, and it's excellent for beginners who are just now learning it. And we go week by week. There's a discussion element around like what your past experiences and how that can be showing up in your chakra balance or imbalance. And that's really helpful just to have the step-by-step process of like, all right, here are all the different aspects of the chakra. Here's how it can show up as an imbalance, overactive or underactive. How does that resonate with you? Let's talk about that. What are your experiences with it? All right, now here's some practices for you. Here's some mindfulness practices. Here's a breathing exercise. Here's a few yoga postures and a flow that you can do with this. So, you know, shameless plug, I'm your girl if you're trying to get this going. But if that's not something you're ready to do yet, you can do some research on the internet and just do a little bit of self-discovery. Start to put your feelers out there. Yeah.
Okay. So as it seems like you're more on the holistic side of things. Are there like any ways that you like to heal yourself like from the inside with like holistic remedies or medicine?
Yeah, so one thing that I like to look towards is plant-based nutrition. As you shared in my bio, I'm certified in plant-based nutrition. So I like to say you can eat the rainbow to heal your inner rainbow and eat all of the delicious nutrients that come in the form of plant-based food, baby. So you can think about, there are colors that resonate with each of the chakras, which is fascinating because like each of the chakras resonates with a different frequency and actually can be converted to a musical note, or the frequency is the same wavelength and vibration of the color, the light vibration, the frequency and wavelength of certain colors. So we have like red for our root chakra, orange for the sacral chakra, yellow for the solar plexus, green, blue, indigo, violet. So all of those colors, so you can eat those color foods to activate that energy center.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. And I talk a lot about like plant-based food, of course, and just having like food be your medicine. Not like your only medicine, but it's so, I feel like, you know, we just skip nutrition sometimes and go straight to like a pill or something. And we kind of forget that like, hey, like all of this food from this earth was made for us for a reason. So it's good to like remember, hey, like there's ways that you can prevent all of these situations so that you don't even need to like heal yourself. You'll already be like on the straight, like on the ready path for it. So
yeah, absolutely. And we talk a lot too about what to include, but there's some things you got to get out as well. Same with stress reduction. Like these are some awesome, you know, mindfulness and meditation and chakra healing are excellent for including into your practice to reduce stress, but also like be mindful of the things that are causing you stress that like no longer align with your highest self and like the highest good of all beings that might just like need to be cut out of your life. Same with like your diet and the foods that you're consuming. There are foods that you consume that can suppress your immune system, like sugar, dairy, meat, processed foods, all of those things, like to be mindful of what you're removing and then what you are replacing it and improving in your life and your diet to give yourself the best chance for preventing sickness and disease. So stress less, surrender to serenity, strengthen your immunity, and remove the things that no longer serve you.
Yes. And you talked a lot about what to take out. So I want to talk a little bit about what to put in. And as far as like stress, I know for me personally, when I stress, I have digestive issues. So I'm always looking for, you know, the next best thing to like help with my gut. And I know that like more and more people are dealing with digestive issues and IBS and stuff. Are there any foods that we should be incorporating that are like easy on the gut and like make our tummies feel better? I know we definitely need to cut back on stress, but are like there any foods that can like be easy on the tummy?
Yeah, totally. So you want to look for plant-based foods. So one, I always say plant-based foods. So if you are not fully plant-based, let me just tell you one reason why it's so important to, you know, like 80% of our antibiotics are fed to animals. And then when you eat animal products, whether it's their through meat or through dairy, you are consuming those antibiotics, and antibiotics create a lot of havoc on our gut health. So once you've gotten that out of the way, what you can put in place of it is healthy plant-based probiotics. So whether that is fermented foods such as kimchi, sauerkraut, kombucha, but be mindful, make sure there's no added sugar in the kombucha that you're buying or making at home. And what else? You can eat fibrous legumes so that you are strengthening your digestive system and actually moving things out of your body quickly, having a healthy bowel movement and moving things through your system to cleanse yourself out, you know. So yes, 60 to 70% of our immune system is in our gut. So it totally makes sense that when you stress, that impacts your gut health. Your gut health impacts your immune system. So we want to do everything we can to strengthen up the gut. And on a chakra side of things, our gut health, our digestion is connected to our solar plexus, our third chakra, which is our power center. So energetically, really stepping into your power in this moment and not shrinking away from it, but like really stepping fully into the change that you want to co-create and creating how we want to be as a society on the other side of this.
Yes, that's so important. And thank you for those tips for the healthy gut, and because I want everybody to get the information, but it was more of like a little selfish question. So
yeah, absolutely.
But I noticed on your Instagram that you like to hula hoop, and I feel like like any form of exercise that you enjoy is like a good way to like de-stress. Do you have any other like fun ways you like to de-stress or exercise besides hula hooping?
Hula hooping's my main go-to. So, you know, yoga is great for my stress and relaxation practice. Like when I'm trying to cultivate some joy, it's the hula hoop. Like I twirl my hula hoop and spin joy in the sun. And so that's what I always share with people. If, you know, to get your 30 minutes plus of movement every day, do something that is fun and playful and like activates that inner joy and that inner child within you.
Nice. Well, do you have any lasting tips for us before we let you go? Because I know you're super busy. Do you have any last tips for our audience on ways to really de-stress and relax?
Well, I just want to affirm that you are whole, worthy, perfect, and complete. You have everything that you need, and just to continue to trust your inner voice that is calling you into alignment with that wholeness and completeness that you are, and to follow that calling for you to heal those parts of yourself energetically and physically so that you can be the vibrant, beneficial presence on the planet for the well-being and sustainability of this planet.
Well, thank you so much, Brielle. Please tell our audience how they can find you.
Absolutely. So my website is bewellwithbrielle.com. You can find me there, and when you sign up for my email list, there'll be a little pop-up when you go to my website. You can actually get a free 7-chakra yoga flow. So for those of you who are just starting your chakra journey and want to get into the physical embodiment of this practice, go ahead and sign up for my email list so you can get that free chakra yoga video and also stay connected for all of the holistic well-being and chakra goodie offerings that I have for you. You can find me on Instagram at Brielle Ringer, BrielleRinger. And there I'm hosting Calming the Collective Consciousness. It's a free chakra classes that I'm doing on Mondays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And this is just my service to community to help keep people calm and connected to their center during this challenging time. So again, that's another free resource for those who are just learning about the chakras and want to do some meditation and yoga practice with me for free.
All right. Well, thank you so much again, Brielle, for just sharing your information and your knowledge. And I just really hope that our audience go ahead and check out her website and on her Instagram, get your free chakra journey started, and make sure you connect with her. And I hope you enjoyed our speaker for today. Please continue to watch the Healthy Immunity Summit as we continue to put out new speakers. Make sure you check out our sponsor, the Dope Meal Planner 21-Day Detox Challenge. Go to dopemealplanner.com/detox. And again, please make sure you check out Brielle. And I want to thank you again, Brielle, so much for sharing your wealth of information with our audience.
Thank you so much. And just a reminder for folks who are looking to get more one-on-one support, I do have my 7-week chakra yoga journey where I will hold your hand through all 7 chakras. So that's another way that you can connect with me, and that's available on my website, bewellwithbrielle.com/chakra-yoga.
So make sure you check it out. And again, thank you, Brielle. Thank you, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this speaker.
Thank you. Blessings, y'all.